Hello.
Hello. I feel so pretty.
Instead of like, I feel pretty, oh so pretty, you're like,
I feel pretty. I'm so pretty.
I'm witty and gay.
and I'm pretty. Every girl is in me today.
Hello.
We're two rats that came together for one man.
Adam designated driver, baby. The rats need to be fed on schedule or they'll get sick.
Shelley and Shannon will be discussing the movie Paterson. You are listening to Great Driver.
These are great. Oh.
I booked my Brooklyn trip literally a year apart from when I booked my first New York trip. So it's literally exact year.
Ooh, full circle, baby.
A full circle. It made me very emotional. They really know how to get to your hearts, don't they? The fucking chat. C3PO.
Dude. Or how my mom always calls it, C23.
C23.
Like it's C3PO. Yeah, C23.
He's only 23 years old. It's fine. That's just kidding.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you what my mom's nicknames are for all the Star Wars characters?
No, please share.
Han Solo is the cowboy. C3PO is C23. R2D2 is the little one. Kylo is the boy. The boy. What else? The princess is not Leia. It's Padme.
Okay.
Anakin is the hot-tempered one. What else? I think for Rey, she had something really sweet, but I forgot what it was. Typically, a girl means Mädchen, and so Rey is just the maid.
Aw, the maid and the boy.
Yeah, literally.
So today is going to be maybe a chill episode. We'll see. We'll see how hype we get, but it's a very chill movie that we're talking about, so.
And also the first episode after my surgery.
Yes. How are you feeling?
I'm better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not all the way healed. Like, I can still, like, feel, like, where the stitches are. Kind of hurts. Still.
Yeah.
Sleeping is still a little hard, but, I mean, all in all, like, I can move around. I'm mobile. I can cook my own food now. I can shower alone now. Dude, that was a hassle. Yeah, no, the first time I showered, I was like, oh my god! I'm an independent woman!
I had a kidney infection about 8 years ago, and, you know, they just have you hooked up to that, like, the whole time. And then they're like, okay, go take a shower, and I got to be unhooked and free. And I was like, oh my god. I took, like, a 20-minute shower at the fucking hospital. I was just like, I got freedom!
Dude, it's the best feeling ever. When they unhooked me, I was like, oh, thank you.
Praise Kylo.
Yes. Praise the Kylo.
Okay. So do we just want to go ahead and dive?
Yeah.
I love this movie. It's, I mean, people are like, what's the point? And I'm like, my brain kept finding stuff. It kept my brain going like the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah. The whole time. Yeah.
No, the whole time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I feel like this movie, it just, like, shows the beauty of simplicity and monotony. Because, like, even though it can be perceived as boring for some people, I still think there's beauty in monotony.
Yeah, and it's also just being content. You know, if there's monotony and you're not content, then that's when there's unhappiness. But if you like waking up next to your wife, and you like driving in your bus, and you like to write your poetry, and you're happy with that life, why would you want more?
Exactly. And, like, a lot of people are always like, oh, you know, there has to be so much passion and, like, it has to be exciting and, you know, marriage has to have all these accolades and this and I'm just like, how about just actually living the life that you like, you know? And in this movie, he's such a simple man and he's so content with everything. And so is she. Like, she finds things to be excited about all the time and everything. I love her. I love her so much. She's so sweet. She's such a cinnamon roll. I just want to hug her. I was like, that man is so lucky.
Well, I mean, he absolutely worships her. Like, every morning when he wakes up, the way he just bathes her with affection, the way he writes about her. Like, this man is so in love. So in love. Even when he, you know, makes fun of her just to tease her, it's just because he loves that fire in her. Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like they balance each other out so well. Like, he's so, like grounding. He's the calm one, and she's like the excited one that sees the beauty in everything. And he just kind of like, oh yeah. Like he lets her show him the beauty of the simple life, or just not even simple life, but just the things like mundane, everyday things. You know, they are the perfect couple for stop and smell the roses.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what their motto is as a couple.
For sure. And I mean, he takes in so much. Like, he loves listening in on the passengers on the bus and just the smallest little things. Just having his cereal in the morning, Adam coded. Having his cereal in the morning. Yep. Fucking Cheerios in the morning. Just looking at the box of matches and just reminiscing on why they chose this box of matches and why they're not using the old brand, and how romantic it could be just to have a box of matches. And then the beautiful pan to Laura in his eyes, the way that he wakes up next to her, it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
It's so stunning. And I found myself crying and just feeling everything in this movie.
Yeah.
Here is the most beautiful match in the world. It's 1.5 inch soft pine stem capped by a grainy, dark purple head. So sober and furious and stubbornly ready to burst into flame, lighting perhaps the cigarette of the woman you love for the first time.
The first time I watched it, I had a similar thing of like, oh, this is a little underwhelming, but like I could see the message behind it. And especially like with the poems, how, you know, you find beauty and everything. But this time around, like watching it, like 10 years later, almost, I just fell in love with this movie. First of all, Adam's so sweet in it. And so is Gold Shiftif. Yeah, Farahani.
She's Iranian and French. Wow.
Beautiful. I just kept like watching her. I was like, whatever you do, you are just stunning. I
think we all love you.
Yeah, Paterson is, you know, he's your husband, but we all are in absolute love with you. She's so pretty. So beautiful, pretty. Beautiful soul. Forgot what I was going to say.
Me too. We both said at the same time. Really, I forgot what I was going to say.
We're going to have to keep that in.
Yeah, no, we're going to have to. I was just going to say, I love how much of a dreamer she is, even in the literal sense.
Yeah.
Like, almost every morning they wake up together. She's like, I had a dream that you were on an elephant in Persia. And he's like, were there even elephants in Persia? I don't know, but you looked so beautiful. And I think that should be normalized. I think we should be calling our men beautiful. Like, yes. I mean, I'm not just saying that because it's Adam and Adam's beautiful, but I'm saying in general, like, you could literally be looking, like when you're so in love with somebody and you're looking at them, you're like, you just be like, you're beautiful.
For sure. I feel like if you're a romantasy reader, that's definitely normalized. Definitely. Awesome. Because, like, I mean, whether it's Fourth Wing, Violet describing Xaden, or Akatar, Feyre describing Rhysand, they all use the terms beautiful. And it's so cool. Because it just gives a different vibe. It just gives a different feel to it. Like, yeah, of course he's hot, or, you know, no, he's beautiful. Yes. They are. Yeah.
And I mean, they're men written by women as well. But Jim Jarmusch wrote this, who is a man. But it almost feels like, but he's also, I'm assuming he wrote the poetry in it. So he's a poetic man. And I think that's just a whole different breed of a man.
Yeah.
Hence why Paterson is so lovely, too.
Yeah. He's like so sweet and so genuinely adorable, but just like such a genuine person.
Just selfless, awkward.
Yeah, a little awkward, yeah. But like in the cutest way possible. And I mean, obviously Adam encompasses that anyway, so that's why he was just the perfect pick for this role.
Yes.
Like every single interaction he has, no matter who it is in this movie, is just so sweet. Like the way he views the world, the way he interacts in the world is just Paterson. I mean, obviously, yes, Adam, but he's just such a content, easygoing, very comfortable with himself, with the world, with his life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's just a happy human being, and that's like so rare in movies.
Yeah,
I feel like because there's like always has to be a character arc, or there always has to be some type of adventure when they like, you know, find themselves. And in this movie, both Laura and Paterson are happy with their life and with themselves, and that's you don't see that a lot. I feel like.
Right. I pretty much wrote a ton of notes. Oh, by the way, I had to use my sketchbook to write notes for the movie. And it happens to be my sketchbook. And I came across some old sketches.
Oh my God.
That I did.
Pedrito! Hey!
Pedrito! Hey, sexy lady.
Sexy lady.
I guess we can start from the beginning.
Back to the beginning.
So for some reason, I wanted to keep track of the time on his watch every day as well. And I kept track of when he doesn't check his watch. So on the first day he checks his watch, it's like 6:12 a.m., which is like, seems to be on time for him. And then they give you like an exploration of his room. It shows a Marines photo. I don't know where that one is because we know.
I saw that.
We know the Marines photo. Yeah.
But I think that one is photoshopped.
No, it's not the original for sure. That's why I was like, well, where's the original?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wait a damn minute. I know that photo because I have it on my wall.
The rats know. You have it on your wall?
Wait, okay. I need to explain this, though. It's not random.
I turned my AC on. I'm sweating.
I don't know if you're familiar with this, but there is this tradition amongst military families. I'm an army brat. And the thing is, like, usually we have like one wall with all the family members that are in the military. We put up their military photos, like their official ones. You know, I have my cousins, my uncles, my grandparents, my dad, and Adam.
Pray. Yes, Adam, you made it on the wall.
I have my grandpa, like my abuelo, my tios,
ears too, just on the wall with all your... And it's that photo?
Yep, I consider him a cousin, so, you know. Yeah, it's the original Marines one. Wait. Hold on. I think I have it here. Hold on. Shit.
See, Adam, you're part of the family. You're on the wall. Indeed.
You made it. Like, that's a military tradition to have, like, all your family members that have served or are still serving to, like, honor them, you know. I showed my dad and he's like...
I love it. Okay. It's fine. I shall accept this.
He's like, he's like, is he a veteran? I was like, no, he didn't get deployed, but you know, he still served like 4 years, and he's like,
he's a veteran. I told him Happy Veterans Day last year. Yeah, to me, he served.
I mean, I'm glad he didn't have to, but
right, because he probably would have been. I mean, he said, well, thankfully, you know, I didn't, you know, go through as much as my, you know, brothers did, but you know, he still felt like, you know, he wanted a literal military career, and he still regrets that to this day, despite all of his success, and which is beautiful because that just means that Adam doesn't give a shit about any of it. He just wants to do what he loves.
Yeah, like he regrets not being employed either.
So they wake up. It's early, and then you know he kisses her, and then she wakes up and she's like, "What was that? We had twins." Because I want to just be like, put me there. Anyways.
Honestly, Paterson would definitely be someone to like be happy with. You could definitely grow old with him.
For sure. Yes.
Because he will worship you.
He lets her be her. He lets her completely... Anyway, we'll get into it.
He lets her... Anyway.
She's like, I had a dream that we had twins. Wouldn't you like it? Like, if we had twins or whatever? And he's like, yeah, why not? One for each of us, you know? Like, and then what I love later is that throughout the movie, he just keeps seeing twins. And that feels like a manifestation. Not, well, kind of, but like it's been put out into the universe. In a way. Or like your mind wants to see patterns. So it's like both.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh, your wife mentions twins, and now you're subconsciously noticing.
Yeah.
Because twins aren't uncommon, but how often do you see twins as much as he does in this movie within a week?
Yeah, true. At least 3 times.
What I love about the beginning, when he starts writing the poem about the matches, because he's eating a cereal talking about the matches, is that you watch the evolution of the poem within the first day. You watch him be interrupted by writing this poem, living his life, and then when he's back on his lunch break, he's then continuing. Because you're a writer, I'm a writer, we know what that's like when you get to sink back into your head and just write, and then life just disrupts it. Like, that's just so real.
It is, yeah. Because you get lost in it too, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, so you can like really delve into it and, yeah, you know, feel it.
Fun fact, and this is actually part of our logo as well, because this was Shelley's idea when we were putting our podcast together. So the handwriting in the movie is Adam's handwriting.
Yes.
Really nice handwriting for a dude, too, actually. I'm not gonna lie. And so our logo is his handwriting.
And the font, you can download it. It's called Paterson because it was obviously digitized especially for this movie. But that is Adam Driver's handwriting, which you can see in this logo.
Yeah, anywhere our logo is with him doing in the little circle, that's his handwriting. He starts writing the poem about the matches and why they switched brands because the packaging was more sturdy, and then kind of stops there. And then Paterson is a bus driver, and a little bit more lore. Adam did learn how to drive a bus to do this.
I was just gonna say
drive
that.
a fucking bus.
Yeah, there was like a course that I took in Queens for like 3 months to learn how to drive a bus, which in New York is driving a car is frustrating enough, but to drive a fucking bus is was kind of a nightmare. Also, I feel like in acting you have no control, so having something physical to do to kind of give you the illusion that you actually have control over or what's happening is helpful.
Like, he barely passed the test, too. Like, the guy testing him, apparently, like, he was such an asshole, like, in such a bad mood, and like, Adam did, like, a couple mistakes, and then he, like, barely passed. But yes, he got a fucking bus license, so that, like, when he was acting, he didn't have to worry about, like, oh, what does this button do? What does this lever do? You know, so, like, he was in the zone. He knew automatically what to do so that it would come across as natural and real and authentic, you know? So, hats off, once again, to you, Adam, for, you know, going that mile. It's just
so smart. Much method.
much method.
How did you feel about the conversation with the kids on the bus? Do you remember that?
Remind me what they were saying.
So the two boys get on the bus and they start talking about Hurricane Carter, the boxer that was accused of like shooting up a bar or something and then was released much later. And then they're like, do you think he did that? And it's like, I don't know. But then they start talking about Halloween and they're like what they want to be. And they're like, oh, I saw this blah, blah, blah about shadows. And and then people were dressing up like shadows. And then they're like, well, last year I was a Subway Surfer. I'm like, you bought that? And he's like, no, I built it. I always found, like, as I'm, like, listening, I'm just like, what is the meaning of this, like, conversation? But maybe there isn't, you know? Because I'm always in, like, a English major writing essay, like, what does this mean? And maybe it doesn't mean anything. I mean, he's just eavesdropping on a conversation.
I mean, that for sure. He's definitely, like, you know, listening in what people are saying, because, like, all he's doing all day is driving. Like, he doesn't have anybody to talk to, especially because they're not supposed to talk to him. He's a bus driver, you know?
Yes, right.
But the kids, I feel like their thought process was, like, so real, because, like, kids, they just, like, their topics, like, the way they talk about things is just so random, and I feel like they really captured that. And also, I think the boxer, he's from New Jersey. Everybody that is mentioned, celebrity or poet or whatever, they're all from Paterson, New Jersey. So that's the only thing I drew from that, is that the boxer is a local. And yeah, and then they just like kind of talk about kid stuff. But every time he listens in on a conversation, it's always about someone that is from Paterson, New Jersey. So, like, the lady and that one guy that, I forgot what they were, some history lesson. She was talking about some historical figure, and he was also from Paterson, New Jersey. Or, like, helped shape New Jersey.
He, like, went over to Spain and committed a murder, and then since they don't have capital punishment like we do, they just sent him to an island.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, so, like, that's what I drew from that conversation. Yeah, and then probably Paterson, like, obviously, he's a bus driver, so he knows the history of the city. Or town. I don't even know if it's a town or a city. So he was probably like, you know, because he was kind of smiling to himself. So either he was like, okay, these kids are smart, or like, they didn't really get their facts straight.
I know. They just kind of like, it's like mixed with fact and gossip in a way, the way they talk about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're kids. Yeah. So then I wrote the rest of the Match's poem because he pretty much, I guess, finishes it at this point. Every lunch he goes to these waterfalls. That has to be like a white or brown noise for him to drown everything out and just write. And that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And the way that Laura packs his lunch with so much
I
care.
know. Yeah. The little note, the photo, the way she like the orange that she drew on the orange, her patterns, the patterns that are like, you know, that she has everywhere in the apartment. She even drew it on the orange. And I was like, or clementine or whatever it is.
Yeah. A bit orange.
So
sweet.
Cute. And like the muffin had the same ones. It's just us. She's so sweet. I love her.
So cute.
Also, the waterfall, they have a painting of that. I think either she painted it. I think she painted it. And then they like have it in their living room. And she's like, this is your waterfall, you know, the one you always go to. Aww. So she like notices, like she moves.
They are each other's muses.
Yeah, for sure. They're just a perfect couple. They're so sweet.
Yeah. When he comes home, she's like immediately like, okay, look what I did. What do you think of this? Mm-hmm. Hey, I got my Esteban whatever guitar. Come listen to me play whatever I learned. Like, she's so like immediately wants to show him.
Yeah. She's also so relatable because, like, there's moments where she's so passionate about this one specific activity or this one specific hobby. And I'm like, I can relate to that so much because I get so excited about certain things too. And then she has the guitar, like, it was from Esteban and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's so, like, get it, you know, because if the suit that I have of Adam, like, Adam Driver, you know, like, he wore the suit, so I must have it, you know, and she had the same moment with this guitar, and he's just, like, watching her, like, I don't know who that is.
Laura has hyperfixations like us. It's not a hyperfixation, but yeah. And
I was like, that moment, I was like, that was literally my husband when I told him I got an Adam Driver suit. He's like, what are you gonna do with it? I don't know, but I have it now.
I'm going to own it and wear it and put it on my shelf.
And then he was just like, okay. I mean, if that makes you happy, sure. So I was like, that was a very relatable moment.
I love the repetitive nature. Like, every time he comes home, it's like the mystery of the tilted mailbox. Why is this mailbox tilted every fucking day? And he just fixes it every day. Like, it's just like, okay, all right.
Yep. This is how I interpreted it. Probably the mailman or mailwoman probably puts their mail in there every single day, or like a newspaper or whatever, and it just tilts because of that motion. Either he doesn't necessarily care or it doesn't bother him enough to like speak up about it, like to search the mailman or woman and say, hey, you know, because I don't think he's a very confrontational person. So he's just like, you know, whatever. I can tilt it every single day. That's fine. They're just doing their job, you know. And that's also another thing. Like, he's so content with just fixing someone else's, in this instance, mistake without saying anything. He's like, it's okay, you know. And that's what makes it so beautiful, because it's something so simple in everyday life, something that could be seen as a problem, but he doesn't see it as a problem because he's fine with everything. He's just so content.
Yeah. I think what's so funny, the one thing that he's not content with, but he kind of just deals with, is the English bulldog Marvin. He doesn't like Marvin. Which, by the way, was played by a female dog. Marvin was a girl. So we got some representation up in here. There we go. Non-binary roles. Stretching the gender roles. No, but I got so excited because I used to have an English bulldog. So I was like, oh my God. Really? And they're such a sought-out breed. Yeah, her name was Princess, and her parents were show dogs. And she actually was bigger than them by like height and size. So she was a big dog for an English bulldog. Yeah. I actually made a note. It said, laughing so hard at all the dog art as she is asking about his day, his sandwich, his writing. Because he's just like looking at her and then looking at the wall at another painting. Looking at her, looking at the dog, looking at another painting. Just the timing of the pans. I laughed so hard. Because he's just like, why the fuck is this dog all over my house?
Yeah, it was a really great sandwich.
Good. I'm glad. Did you get a little writing done?
I did, yeah.
He does not like this dog.
No, but he wants Laura to be happy. Yeah.
Again, like he sees or there's a problem, but he doesn't say anything because he doesn't necessarily mind. He's like, as long as she's happy, I'm happy.
Yeah. Even though he has to walk the dog, drop him off, like when he walks to the bar every night to have a beer and just leaves him outside. And Marvin's just like, okay. But maybe that's why Marvin doesn't like him, because you just leave me outside just to chill out here. What the hell?
Yeah. He's like, oh no, I hope nobody steals this dog. This dog that's alone tied up outside the bar.
I know. One of the days he literally leaves him and he's just like, don't get dog jacked. And he just walks inside.
Yeah, don't get dog jacked. And inside he's like, please let him get dog jacked.
So freaking funny. Oh my god. The part where, okay, so she's pretty much begging him all week to like get his poems printed. And he's just like, doesn't really want to, but then kind of makes a promise to do so. But then she pivots so quickly and she's like, do you think having such wonderful feet help you as a bus driver? And she holds up his massive shoe to her feet. And I'm like, it's Adam Driver, baby.
Do you think having such wonderful feet helps you as a bus driver? Driving that huge machine?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Big man. Big man and big feet.
The way he delivered these lines, I was like, this is Adam Driver. Is this a role? Is this, he would respond to things just very kind of like, oh, I don't know. It was just so cute.
I really hope he worships him like that. She deserves it.
I'm sure. You can tell by the way that he looks at her, the way that he's kind of like brushed her hand and, you know, little things. And even just that one, it was a Kylo Star Wars premiere. And he signed the autographs or whatever. Then they go pose together. And then they're like, is this your friend, wife? He's like, this is my wife.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I know exactly which interview. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The one where he's like walking and waiting for her.
And those are the pictures where he's looking and she looks up at him all proud, like, this is my man.
The one where he's like walking. He has like semi-long hair. It's like up to here. And he has like a bluish suit. Yeah, that one where he's like walking and he so like turns and waits for her. And one of the photographers is like, oh, you want to bring your wife to the photo? Or your friend? And he's like, no, she's my wife. And then he like takes her. I was like, yes, you tell him.
Sure you want to be you and your friend? Wife?
You tell him, Adam. That's your motherfucking wife. Sorry.
So Doc is the bartender. Then there's like these random guys that are twins. So again, the first twin reference, Sam and Dave. And it was so funny because he's like, Sam and Dave. And then they're like, yeah, our parents really liked Sammy Davis. And then that made me laugh really hard for some reason.
Sammy Davis too.
And then Doc is the bartender and he has an ongoing game of chess with himself.
Yeah.
I think Paterson continues to go to this bar because him and Doc are so similar in that they don't seek outer validation. Yeah. They only, like, he likes to play chess, but the idea of going into a competition, like, makes him nervous. And so it's the same thing, like, Adam likes to write poetry and doesn't even tell people that he writes poetry, except his wife.
Yeah.
But the idea of putting his work out there kind of gives him distress at the same time. So that's probably more of the... Yeah, he goes to get a drink, but he goes because he enjoys the company of Doc, I think, also.
Yeah. He's basically his best friend.
So similar. Yeah, so true. Okay, so now my notes say day 2. It's 6:15, so again, he's waking up on time. How is he waking up without an alarm? How? That internal clock is internal clocking.
I think that is also like a nudge to my days are so similar. Every single day is the same. That's why his inner clock is like so in tune and so on point, because there's not much variation to his days, you know, except the weekends. And then the one day that he oversleeps.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Right.
But yeah, because like I've noticed that myself too now that I have like a different job where I have to get up every single morning at the same time, as opposed to my shifts. Now, you know, it's every single day is the same, and I wake up right before my alarm. But I still don't go to bed without setting my alarm. Like, I don't trust myself that much.
For sure. But, same.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But still, it's always like 1 or 2 minutes before my alarm, you know, goes off.
Yeah, I have an alarm for 6:15 every morning, and I hate when I wake up just before it. I'd rather be woken up by it than be like, I could have had 3 more minutes.
Yep. I'm a snooze kind of girl. I need to snooze at least once to hit the snooze button. I need like 10 more minutes.
I probably snooze until 7. Yep. Snip, 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 snip.
We the snoozes.
Oh my god, instead of shoes by Kelly, it's snooze. Oh my god, snooze. Do you know that? Okay, I was gonna say.
Snooze.
Okay. So they wake up. He gets up pretty much immediately, and he kisses down her shoulder, down her ribs, down her side. And then she's like, I'm cold. And so then he puts the blanket over her, and then she's like, I had a dream that you were riding an elephant in Persia.
I had a dream.
I have a dream that you were on an elephant in Persia. Or however it goes.
Oh god.
So this was, I'll just read this part of the poem because it was so pretty. The blue tip poem, the match one.
Mm-hmm.
All this we will give you, a cigarette, my cigarette to the match, or my match to your cigarette, blazing with kisses that smolder to heaven. I know. So pretty. I also love the consistent interruption by Donnie. He sees that asking him how he's doing means he has to dump all of his problems in one sentence, and then all Paterson does is go, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's like the exact opposite of Paterson. Like, everything that can go wrong in my life is going wrong, and I hate everything. And like, it's such like small things. My daughter's getting braces. Like, what's so bad about that? My mother-in-law's
because it costs a lot of money
to
to get braces.
It's gonna be just for a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be happy. She's probably gonna help out around the house and the kids. Like, come on.
Also, in my notes, I called him Negative Donnie, like Negative Nancy. So, like, when he makes an appearance, I put Negative Donnie.
Like Debbie Downer, Danny Downer.
I should put this, the anchovy from SpongeBob in there, like, wah, wah, wah.
Yes.
Oh, so this day, Paterson's listening on a conversation between two guys, I guess work at a construction site or something, and they both are bragging about women that were really hot, that were really into them, that they could have had a chance with them. They're like, yeah, but I was tired, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like thinking, are they making this shit up to impress each other? Probably. Like, what is this?
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
It's like, how far can they go with the lie without having to prove it to one another? They can just be like, oh yeah, this really hot girl was into me, whatever, but I was tired and I didn't want to do anything. I'm like,
that's the male delusion.
Yeah.
Male delulu. Yeah, Paterson just going.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, Like, this poem is so good. It's called Another One. It says, when you're a child, you learn 3 dimensions, height, width, and length, like a shoebox. There's a 4th dimension, time. Some say there could be 5, 6, 7, and then he's interrupted.
Mm-hmm.
I knock off work, have a beer at the bar. I look down at the glass and feel glad.
And feel glad.
It's so simple. Just the small little joys. Like, he looks forward to that beer.
Mm-hmm.
I know I skipped a bit, but I just wanted to complete the poem.
Mm-hmm.
Laura has a conversation with him, and they call it the secret notebook, like you mentioned. They really emphasize the secret notebook. She's telling him to go to the Xerox place. She talks about the country singer guitar dream, how she wants the guitar, blah, 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 blah. And that car pulls up talking about, you know, hey, that's a really expensive dog, isn't it, blah, blah. And he's like, oh.
Yeah, don't get a dog jacked.
And then the funny part I quoted this is, I'm going to cuff you, Marvin. Because the guy's like, you better cuff that dog. He's like, I'm going to cuff you, Marvin. I'm going to cuff you, Marvin. It was so funny, his delivery.
I feel like that's what Adam and Spike Lee, like, their dynamic is. Like, you better cuff that dog. I was just like, I'm going to cuff that dog.
My God, that almost sounds like you're going like, I'm going to pet that dog. I'm going to pet that dog. I'm going to cuff that dog.
Yeah. Can I pet that dog? I want to pet that dog.
So something really funny happens in the bar. We're introduced to Marie and Everett, and they're like a couple that just broke up, and the guy is just not getting it.
He's basically a stalker. Like, he is so toxic. Like, I get that he's devastated, but like, bro, lay off.
Yeah.
This is stalker behavior.
And I thought it was so weird that, like, I guess, he was probably being sarcastic about it, obviously, but then Doc was, like, calling them Romeo and Juliet.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a little weird. I was like, Oh, I think Doc asks Everett, he's like, you should be an actor. And then he goes, I am an actor in the straightest voice. And then you just see Paterson. That's probably the hardest I've seen him laugh in this entire thing. He's
yeah.
And that was so well done.
Damn, brother. You should be an actor.
I am an actor. Oh yeah, that's real funny. Man dying of heartbreak. That's hilarious.
Yeah. I wonder what was said or what Adam had to think about to let that be that authentic sounding and looking. You know what I mean? So good.
He's just good like that.
No, I know. Why am I sitting here thinking like he's got some plan?
He's just intuitive.
So day 3, he wakes up at 6:11.
Yes, you got it. Okay, good.
I saw it with my periph because I was looking at my notes and I'm like, is she doing the wiggle thumb? She is.
Yeah, I am. Couldn't help myself.
We mentioned like the circles and the lines and the eyeballs, and I feel like she has an affinity for those patterns. And I think it has a lot to do with like lines meaning like everything's linear, but then the circle meaning like the circle of life, everything comes back around, everything is monotonous, it continues, right? So it's like they're both going on at the same time. But I feel like the eye only makes certain appearances, and that just has to be the small things that you notice, the patterns that your eye catches, or just having that, even that third eye open, to have that third perspective, to have that, you know, they're artistic people. They have their third eye open in a way.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. And also it's like them kind of creating their surroundings as well. Like they are creating their life and they're happy with it. Because they're the ones that are getting themselves there.
Yeah, for sure. He's doing it in a figurative, writing, thoughtful way. Not saying hers isn't thoughtful, but it's more interior, but with words written. And hers is more exterior with outer expression, whether it's music, playing music, or painting, or whatever she's doing, punching holes in the curtain with the whole punch. It's like, what is Laura going to do today?
Yeah, literally. Like, the first time I watched the movie, I would have called her quirky. But this time around, I was like, no, she's thinking outside of the box. Like, she's so creative that she's just not in that regular system of thinking. And, like, everybody has to behave, you know? She's so different and unique in her own way. And she's fine with it. And she's gonna do it. And that's the confidence that's, like, so beautiful and, like, something to aspire to. Like, she has that confidence to be exactly who she is. And he's fine with it. Like, he allows her to, like, you know, grow and bloom, you know, and just be. Oh, I just love that so much.
Yeah. I think it also has to do with just having, like, if you're going to be a creative person, you have to be in a creative space, in a space that comforts you. Maybe she's looking around herself and she's like, this isn't inspiring me whatsoever. I need to do something about this. So then she then takes it into her own hands and creates that creative space that she needs.
Yes, like every creative person does. They're going to, like, put their markings around them wherever they are.
Whether they're circles or lines or eyeballs.
Also, I don't know if, like, the eye is a little nod to the all-seeing eye. Because if she's Iranian, like, I don't want to assume what her religion is, but maybe it's, like, a nod to her culture and her religion. The actual actress, I mean.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know what Laura in the movie, you know, where she's from or whatever, but the actress, you know, she's Iranian, as we just established. And so maybe that's, like, a little nod to that. That would be cute. I would like that.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I feel like Jim embraces the actors a lot, considering that they didn't have to put that he was a Marine, but Adam is a Marine, so why not? But also, like, even like in Jim Jarmusch did The Dead Don't Die. Yes,
was that Jim? Yeah,
you know, just throwing in the little Star Wars thing. I know that doesn't encapsulate Adam completely, but it is like a little funny, like, little tidbit to just throw in there. Because it's Adam. He did Only Lovers Left Alive. Well, fuck, now I gotta watch that. Shit, I've been putting off that movie for so long because I love vampires, but I really just, I was so afraid to get obsessed again about something. And I think I might get obsessed. So. I avoid things because my brain only has so many fucking compartments. And then I'm literally like, why don't you watch it? And I'm like, because I'm gonna love it. My God. So the blue tip match thing is brought up again. Paterson goes, I'm working on a poem for you. And she's like, a love poem? And he's like, well, I guess if it's about you, then it is a love poem. And then he talks about the matches. She's like, do you talk about the megaphone shape of the letters? And he's like, actually, yeah. How in sync are they?
Yeah, literally.
That's so lovely. That made me just feel so much. Just that tiny little detail.
Yeah.
She mentions that she ordered the guitar, and then Paterson says the cutest little joke.
Is he gonna deliver it personally?
Yeah, he was like, was he too busy to come to the phone? And she's like, shut up, or something.
Yeah.
She doesn't say shut up, but something along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way he teases her, I love it. It's so cute. Do you remember when Method Man showed up and had a little cameo in the laundromat when Paterson's walking Marvin?
Yeah, and he was like eavesdropping.
Yes, and the dog is just sitting there just watching him.
They call me Paul Lawrence Dunbar. No, they call me Paul Lawrence Dunbar. I wear the mask. No ideas but in things. No ideas but in things. They call me Paul Lawrence Dunbar. A paradox of straight shots and gun bars. I shoot the gift, no gun charge, I run yard. You millionaires get killed, Ted. I'm slum dog. Who want a squad with unguard, just one guard? And I don't spar with the subhuman or subpar. See, I go hard when they jump off. KO rappers. A slow rapper get bumped off. I'm proactive. Them bad habits done rubbed off. Now y'all have them. Negroes with attitudes. Whole squad is all Madden. All Madden. So statin. So. Hey, Pugsley. What are you looking at? I'm guessing this is your human ball and chain, right, Pimpin'?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I think it's something really interesting that you're working on.
Yeah, I'm still working on it, you know. I'm trying to figure out how to spit it out. But thanks, I really appreciate that.
Your laboratory?
Wherever it hits me is where it's gonna be.
Well, good luck. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you. Later, Pimpin'. All right.
That was so cool.
He just pulls his head and he's just like, I was really admiring what you're doing. And it really just establishes, even though they walk different lives, like Paterson can still pick up on art and the creativity, and that rap and hip hop is poetry.
Thank you.
It is still prose and rhythm and beats and all of that.
And that's what I love about this movie too. It like picks up on so many different versions of poetry, creative writing, and just creativity in general. Like everywhere you look is some type of variation of or expression of creativity. Whatever it is, it's just so amazing. That's like what I really drew from this movie is like you can find beauty and you can find creativity and self-expression in everything and anything. Just gotta look.
100%. And then they do the little elbow bump, which is so cute. It's just like, hey, I love it. Yes. So they're cuddling, and then she's like, I love the way you smell when you come home. And he's like, what? And she's like, you smell like beer. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like she is so fine with his rituals. Like that moment, like him being glad about drinking this beer, hanging out with Doc, and just having his evening, that's a ritual. And she's like, I love that too about you. Like, I love everything about you. And just like the little things that she notices, just they are so content and happy and like with each other, with their lives. It's just so nice to see, that there aren't any issues in a relationship. Like it's such a healthy relationship. There's not a lot of movies that show that.
Mm-hmm. Right. There's always some underlying tension for some reason. And with them, there's absolutely none. Nothing at all.
Yeah, except for the dog. Which, by the way, she also sides with him later. When that incident happens, which we're probably going to get to in a minute, she sides with him. He's like, no, dog's got to go outside. And he's like, no, it's okay. He can stay. No, she's like, no, he was bad. He needs to leave. Like, he needs to learn too. So that part, I was like, ooh, how's she gonna react to the dog? Is she just gonna, side with the dog? Or nope, she sides with him. He doesn't even give her that ultimatum. They're just so in tune.
So you mentioned this earlier about the anarchist that was in Paterson that went to Spain, España, and committed a crime. It's Gaetano Bresci. I wrote down the name so that we would have a name. But they're two college kids just talking about, like you said, another person from Paterson. It's so contrasting because everyone is just living their lives like monotonously, just over and over. But yet there's so many prominent people that made a mark somewhere. And it's almost like, is there pressure to leave a mark? Then there's people that don't want to. Is it because Paterson is so famous for so many people? Because I feel like a lot of people are quite ambitious, but just keep living in their circle. But then Paterson has no ambition to do anything else. He's so content, which is why the whole poetry thing, getting it copied, stresses him out. And that's the most contrasting thing about him as far as everyone else. Because even his own wife has ambitions and dreams. Even if they're temporary, they're still there. He doesn't really, he's like, I have my dream life right now. Everyone else kind of starts thinking about other things, bigger things. And he doesn't. I would say that's the main thing I noticed with him. After this shift, he meets this girl waiting for her mom. And she also writes poetry, but he doesn't say it. He just says he likes to read poetry. And I love the bit where they talk about, like, it doesn't really rhyme, but I kind of like that better. And he's like, yeah, me too. Which is, do you ever try to write a poem that rhymes and you're just like, I feel like I'm focusing more on making it fucking rhyme than writing what I want to say? I feel like I'm the same way with poetry. Like, like I'd rather just write it out.
It doesn't really rhyme, though.
That's okay. I kind of like them better when they don't.
Yeah, me too.
I think that message right there, I don't know if that was like intentional or not, but that line, I feel like, I mean, people focus on what something should look like as opposed to what they want to do or say or, I mean, whatever it is, whether it's a poem or a painting or a song or a book or whatever, like they're so focused on how's it going to be perceived? Like, how are other people going to perceive it? Should it be set up like this? Does it meet the standards? Just do it. You know, it's unique. It's yours. If it's successful, great. If not, it's still beautiful. It's still you, something you made, something you created. And I think, again, I don't know if this is intentional, but that's what I drew from it. I like that line because it has like a deeper message for me.
Yeah. No, I like that. But I love how later she makes like a dinner pie. Laura makes a dinner pie and they start eating. And then she asks him to recite some of the secret pie.
Secret pie, yeah.
What do you think's inside?
Inside the secret pie.
She's like, can you please just tell me some of your poems? Like, recite something. He's like, well, I'll recite something to you today that a girl... And then he actually remembered. Like, it must have impacted him so much because even though it's called Waterfalls and he loves waterfalls, it's not about a waterfall.
This one's called Waterfalls. 2 words, though. That.
Waterfalls, okay.
Okay. Water falls. Water falls from the bright air. It falls like hair, falling across a young girl's shoulders. Water falls, making pools in the asphalt, dirty mirrors with clouds and buildings inside. It falls on the roof of my house, it falls on my mother and on my hair. Most people call it rain.
That's a beautiful poem.
It's just rain, and I love that. And her sister is a twin, also. Just throwing that out there. Another twin.
Yep.
And recites it, and they love it. And then I think I hung like your waterfalls thing on the wall here. Is this a good spot? And he's like, oh yeah, it's great. It's just those tiny little like conversations that are so simple and, you know.
And also that poem, I mean, it's not his poem, but still it's a beautiful poem by that girl because she also sees the beauty in something so normal. Like rain is something so mundane, you know, it's like something so trivial.
Yes.
Her poem made rain something absolutely beautiful, which, I mean, rain is always amazing, you know, it calms you down, it's water, you know, water is life, it creates beauty, blah, blah, blah. But just something so casual, like something so normal in everyday life, something also that people see as something negative, like, oh, fuck, it's raining again, you know, like, no, it's beautiful. And her describing something so, you know, normal as something beautiful is just, again, same thing, you know, you can see the world as it is, or you can see the beauty in it.
Right, exactly. I think people get so caught up in their lives that they don't pause a minute and just think like, This is really like just the sound, the way the rain can feel, the smell of the rain. Like you can take in so much from it, but just pausing a second. So I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So at the bar, they're talking, him and Doc, and then I think Doc's wife comes in, and I think Doc takes like some of his wife's money that's in like a cookie jar, and she's like demanding him to pay her back or something. So that's why he's doing the chess competition, and he's worried because he wants to pay it back, but he doesn't know if he will. The reason he also brings it up is because the bake sale's coming up that Laura's really excited about for her cupcakes, and Paterson mentions it. She's like, hey, are you going to be at the marketplace this Saturday because somebody's making cupcakes? He says it really all cute, like, you know, trying to help his wife out, and he's like, I have my chess tournament. And he's like, okay, I know. Friday wakes up. He wakes up alone. He wakes up late. That's the day that you said he wakes up like 6:27 a.m. is the time. She's up making cupcakes, and the guitar comes in that day. I put bus poops out. That's the word that came to my mind. The bus poops out. It stops working. The electrical, like the battery dies, I guess. So they stop. And so then they think, oh, is it going to explode? And he's like, no, ma'am, it's just an electrical issue. And everyone keeps bringing that same phrase up throughout the day. And each time he laughs louder.
I catch it on fire or anything, isn't it? It could explode into a fireball.
Oh, no, ma'am, it's just an electrical problem.
Could it have exploded into a fireball?
No. It's just an old bus.
Man, that could have been a lot worse. Damn thing could have exploded into a fucking fireball.
Because he's just like, oh, you guys are so silly, because he knows so much about buses and everything that he's just like, oh, no. It just, you know, it's electrical problems. But he doesn't carry a cell phone, which I think is so important. It's so Adam, too. I mean, Adam has a cell phone, but like he doesn't have a cell phone, which makes sense because he just wants to still be connected to the world around him instead of drowning in a device, which makes sense. But he has to borrow a child's cell phone to get help for the bus.
Yeah, especially like the phone cover, like the case.
Yeah.
Like fluff.
It's so childlike and so little in his hand.
It's like very kitty style.
Yeah.
That was the scene that a bunch of like fans, like little kids, came up and like got autographs while they were shooting that scene. I remember that like coming out right before the movie came out, like a bunch of people, like, you know, taping him, and he's like, no, calm down, because like all the little kids were like, run! And he was just like, calm down, you know, and he's like, I can talk to you, but you gotta calm down. And yeah, I remember that. That was so cute.
They were like, Kylo Ren! Like, that was hilarious.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, it's Kylo Ren! And he was like, calm down, I'll talk to you. We can, you know, I can give you an autograph or a photo or whatever, but you gotta calm down. I was like, that's so Adam.
Just like they're children, you know, they're excited, you know, big emotions. We'll reel it in.
Yeah, you're a little body with big emotions, you gotta reel it in.
We then discover, just before Paterson gets home, we know the reason why the mail box post keeps knocking over. It's because Marvin goes outside every day and knocks it to the side.
Yep, it's not the mailman. It's Marvin.
It's Marvin.
Little fucker.
Little fucker. I also really like the fact that he walks by a homeless guy and gives spare change. We don't really see that a lot in the movie, but that, you know, he gives him whatever he's got in his pocket and just gives it to him.
Yeah, that just shows how selfless he is again. Takes care of others and, you know, his surroundings and...
Yeah. It's so sweet. So he gets home and she's got the guitar and she's been practicing all day. So she starts playing Working on the Railroad. And it's actually not bad. She's doing really good for someone who's never picked up a guitar. So
literally.
I used to play and I picked a really hard song as my first song, which was Stupid. I don't know why I did that. Of course, I learned Smoke on the Water because that's pretty easy. But then I started learning like an Escape the Fate song because I'm like, Escape Fate's my favorite band. I'm like 16 or 18. Like, and I'm like, na 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 na.
Not Oasis, Wonderwall.
No, I didn't learn no Wonderwall. I did learn some grunge songs, and I was definitely more of a chord girly. I wasn't doing no shredding. But I don't play anymore because I'm an esthetician. I keep my fingers nice and soft. But that was the end of an era for me. But I did play guitar, left-handed too.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, this part got me. This almost reminds me of when I went to go see Hold On To Me Darling, because Adam did like the smallest little bit of guitar play, which I was just like, I wish there was more. And he sang a little bit, but in Paterson, he like picks up the guitar and then it just changes the scene. We don't get to hear him play or sing or anything. And I'm like, fuck. So then it pans to him going to the bar. And this is actually really serious that happens. And I think it plays into him being a Marine and just kind of trained in like serious situations. Everett, the stalker guy, pulls out a gun and starts threatening the bar, threatening Marie. And Paterson acts quickly, completely just tackles him down.
Which was very hot.
And just pins him down and then gets the gun out of his hand.
Smooth move, Paterson.
A very Flip Zimmerman moment.
Tell me about it. I wrote down. Okay, so later Marie is like thanking him. Oh my God, that was so heroic, Paterson. And then this made me laugh so hard, and it's not because it's funny. It's just because it's so Adam and so awkward. Because Paterson cannot take a compliment or take like anything like that. He's like,
wow, okay, I don't know.
And also, like, not just his awkward moment, but I think he genuinely thinks, like, no, that was heroic. That was something, like, a natural thing for anybody to do, you know? But
right.
His little...
Right.
Yeah, okay. I don't know.
It was very heroic.
Yeah, wow. Okay, I don't know.
So, Adam, he's answered questions like that in interviews before. He's like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's so real. So this part, the fandom really likes. When they wake up and Laura is watching him sleep. And earlier in the movie, he talks about watching Laura sleep and hoping that she doesn't wake up and not be, like, startled. Because he's just admiring her beauty while she's sleeping. But then she's doing that. She's looking over at him, tracing, you know, the curves of his face and his lips and everything, and then he wakes up. It's so beautiful. He's kind of a little startled, but he doesn't like go wah or anything. He's just like, because he's just waking up and.
Could you imagine though?
It's just like. Oh my God.
Or like from Girls. Him and this is probably going to be a huge spoiler for people that haven't watched them, but he's in a store with Hannah and she's like thinking about, you know, because she's a spoiler pregnant and they're like looking for baby shit and they're like next to each other and they're in the store and she's like, it just dawns on her like, fuck, I need all these things for my child and blah, blah, blah. And then she's completely zoning out and then he just like goes to like get her back into the moment.
Yes, I remember. And then he was like, where'd you go?
Where'd you go?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I remember that now. Thank you.
It's the good soup episode.
That's so Sackler. Yes. Okay, so every time I have the word farmer's market written down in my notes, I'm thinking about that Lonely Island audio that's going viral online right now. The farmer's market with my girlfriend. She holds up her cell phone, says it's my dad. That ain't my dad. That's a cell phone. I threw it on the ground.
Wait, I don't know that.
Okay.
Please show me.
The farmer's market with my so-called girlfriend. She hands me her cell phone, says it's my dad. Man, this ain't my dad. This is a cell phone. I threw it on the ground. What, you think I'm stupid? I'm not a part of your system. My dad's not a phone.
My dad's not a phone.
The threw it on the ground part reminded me. Okay, I don't know if you remember this Vine. Oh my God, this is so old. I'm so old.
Yeah.
From Vine, where he's like on the phone and probably with his girlfriend and he asks, okay, so no head tonight? All right. And he like throws his cell phone on the ground and then he breaks his skateboard. You know that video?
No.
No head?
All right.
I don't. Boom! What?
No head.
So he starts to walk Marvin. Laura goes to the farmer's market with all her cupcakes. They end up going a different route, walking the dog. She makes $286 on cupcakes, so she decides that she wants to take Paterson out to eat and a movie. So sweet.
Just so sweet.
And they go and see Abbott and Costello, the Frankenstein film. I know, but it ties it back because they were talking about Abbott and Costello the night before at the bar. So that's why I was saying, like, there's like repeated things that are put into the universe that kind of predict things later, which is so interesting.
There are patterns.
So they get back after having a wonderful night out. They're talking, oh my God, I haven't seen a black and white movie in so long. And then he's like, well, that one actress kind of looked like you, blah, blah, blah. They get inside and then they see something torn up on the floor.
Yeah.
Normally, Paterson keeps his notebook in the basement, but Marvin got a hold of it and tore it up.
But he forgot it. Ouch. Yeah.
Yes. Paterson reacts so internally about it, and Laura's the one that's more vocal about it, but the reactions are the same. Like, the same turmoil is going on inside of him, but he's not being vocal about it. She's like, oh my God. My God. Like, she's freaking out. He can't sleep, and she's worried. He's, like, sitting up, and then he's actually still so selfless about it. He's like, I'm okay. I'll go back to sleep. You go back to sleep. And he doesn't. He doesn't go back to sleep. And Marvin knew. Dogs aren't dumb. Marvin knows that little book is very important to him. So he ends up going for a walk, maybe because Laura's kind of like, well, do you need to be left alone? He's like, no, maybe I should go. Maybe I should go for a walk, because he doesn't want to disrupt the vibe of the house. So he leaves and goes for a walk. He runs into Everett and he apologizes and he takes it, but it's kind of like, well, maybe Everett, you should be apologizing to him, although valid, he should be apologizing to somebody else. But so he's sitting at the waterfall. He's sad, obviously, because what does he normally do at the waterfall? He writes, and he doesn't have a book to write in anymore. There's a man that shows up and asks if he can sit. He's Japanese. And then, he asks a lot of questions like, is this Paterson where William Carlos Williams is from? He's holding a William Carlos Williams book, which is, like, I would say Paterson's favorite poet. And I think they even said that William had a secret poem book, which also reflects Paterson having his little secret book. He once again denies that he's a poet, just a bus driver. But then the man catches on and he's like, well, this poet was published and he was a doctor. And this poet was published and he was this. And this poet was that. So the thing that you said about poetry, another layer of poetry that was mentioned in this, not just the whole not rhyming thing, was what he said here. He's like, I write poetry, but I only write poetry in Japanese, and you don't translate poetry. It's like, he's like showering with a raincoat on. And Paterson laughs at that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I also like when he was like, this poet was this, and this poet was that, and, that exactly. Like, you can't categorize people, just because they have, like, a certain job. That doesn't make them any less valuable or more valuable. They're individuals, therefore they are valuable, period. And that's what I like about that interaction. He's like, I don't care what you do. You can be both. Like, just because you're a bus driver doesn't mean you're not a creative person. Doesn't mean you can't self-express, Like, that doesn't mean anything. That's just how you get your money. And if you like doing it, that's great, Some people turn their hobbies into jobs, which, that's awesome.
Right.
Does define who you
and that
are.
was something that he was scared about, but it was like that poetry gave him something to get through the day with. Not that he wouldn't be able to without it, but it was just that small thing that he would be looking forward to. He was writing in his head. If he wasn't listening to people on the bus, he was thinking about the poem that he was working on and thinking about the lines and thinking about the words, and so it was just something that he would look forward to every day. The one thing that wasn't really explained, though, is that he had a splint, kind of. It was just wrapped, though, so there wasn't, like, a metal piece holding it, but his pinky and his ring finger were taped together. Like, one was broken or something, and so, but it's not explained. So, of course, my mind is like, why? Why you together?
What does it mean? What does it mean?
What does it mean? But it's almost like the universe was, like, planting this man here at the most opportune time to give him a new book. So there's always blank pages. There's always fresh canvases. There's always something clean, unmarked, bland that you can then recreate on. So I actually cracked into a new notebook yesterday, and that was awesome. I was like, oh my God, it's not crispy anymore. It's mine. And I started writing in it.
I love that moment. Like getting a new notebook and then just like, and then leaving my mark.
Yes. This is mine. And then the most beautiful thing happens is that he immediately opens the notebook and starts writing again.
That's also, I mean, kind of a message. Like, even if something bad happens, just keep going,
You just keep going, keep writing, keep creating.
Mm-hmm.
And then it starts back on Monday, and then we don't get to see the time. I didn't get to see the clock, so I don't know what time it was. So, and then the movie ends.
I love that you were noticing that, like that you were keeping track of that.
I just thought it'd be a really interesting detail because and they do catch on to that when he does wake up late, because there are a couple times where he woke up almost around 6:30 and not the 6:15-ish time that he would normally wake up. So yeah. So that's Paterson. I'm just kidding.
Like both of us was going. So that's Paterson.
That's Paterson.
Bonjour, that's Paterson.
This article is written about Paterson. In fact, there's a really cool intro to it. It's kind of talking about sand mandalas and like the Buddhist culture at the beginning of this article about Paterson, and kind of compares it to the Buddhist belief that while nothing lasts forever, nothing is truly ever destroyed. All that we are and all that we do is a sand mandala, destined to be washed away, but destined then to become part of something else. And that's how this article opens, which really isn't mentioned at all in it, but I think it's a beautiful opening in comparison to what Paterson is and what it stands for.
For sure. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. I will link the article so that if you guys want to read it, the very last paragraph-ish is, nothing lasts forever. The pain you're feeling today will end, but so will today's joy. And just as all your tumultuous feelings will pass, so will you, and the world will continue turning.
That's beautiful.
But as long as you're here, you have empty days and the responsibility to somehow lend them form. As a mysterious new friend tells Paterson in the final scene, handing him a fresh notebook, sometimes an empty page presents the most possibilities, which we just talked about. So that's how that article ends. Whew! I don't know why that got me.
I like that. That's,
very deep.
I mean, perfect. Life is great.
Perfection.
Life is so beautiful.
And this makes me kind of like, sometimes I'm scrolling on TikTok and, sometimes people call Adam Driver's films flops. They call them like this and that they don't do well at the box office. And not that that is always necessary, but it's kind of like, but are these people really watching these films? Like when you ask, what is the point of Paterson? We're sitting here finding all these concepts and things that we've drawn from such a simple film.
I think those people that claim or describe it as a flop, I think they kind of lost the ability, or I guess they strayed away from being able to see the beauty in monotony and the simple things and just life, simple life. Because like there's so many, obviously our society is a consumerism society, so like there's always something, you're always looking for a rush, something better, something bigger, something cooler, I mean, look at all the movies, like obviously Marvel and Star Wars, they're great, but just look at the evolution of them. You always have to have something bigger, whether it's Star Killer Base, it's larger than the Death Star, then Endgame, everything has to be bigger, and boom, it has to be more, but no, you gotta kind of reel it back in and see life is enough already as it is, you just have to be able to see it. Again, stop and smell the roses. Yeah, no, there's like truth in that. There's so much truth in that. Really
literally
understand your surroundings, really look and just see that in the moment, you and your environment is perfect just the way it is. And you can be happy with just that. I mean, just now it just popped into my mind, unless you're, stuff like Palestine right now, but of course that's different. That's an exception.
Yeah, we don't mean that. We mean like the everyday grind, 9 to 5, married, simple life.
Yeah.
Not anything like that.
Yeah.
This is just when you kind of sit and think, should I be doing more with my life? Should I be doing something, to make a difference or make a mark? Because, one day I will die and my family members will die and I will be forgotten. Is that what I want? And that's okay. There's a lot of people that have lived and did not leave their mark, but they were still people, and they lived it as contently as they could with what they had and what they, so.
This is a beautiful movie. It's very slow paced, and there's not a lot of tension. There's not a lot of like big things happening. It's very smooth. It's very chill. I enjoyed it. Yeah, if you're looking for a thrill, this is not the movie for you. But if you're looking for deeper meaning and something to like think about without having to focus and really like, oh, you gotta overthink to understand this movie. No, that's not at all the case. But it's definitely something to get you thinking and like just kind of like bring you back into reality,
Yeah.
So it's well done. I like it.
Isn't Paterson based on a book? Or like a play, because it's just the way that it's kind of set up and the way the dialogue is. Am I making that up?
I don't have the answer to that, but I could see that being a play. Like, yeah, the rhythm is there for it.
Just to clarify this tidbit, Paterson, the movie, is based on the book Paterson, written by William Carlos Williams, who happens to be Paterson, the character's favorite poet in the movie. Part of the author's note states as follows. Paterson is a long poem in 4 parts, that a man in himself is a city, beginning, seeking versus achieving, and concluding his life in ways which the various aspects of a city may embody. If imaginatively conceived, any city, all the details of which may be made to voice his most intimate convictions. Part 1 introduces the elemental character of the place. The second part comprises the modern replicas. 3 will seek a language to make them vocal, and 4, the river below the falls, will be reminiscent of episodes, all that any one man may achieve in a lifetime. We hope this provides some clarification.
Well, guys, if you have not seen Paterson, do yourself a favor and do it. Whether you like Adam, I hope you like Adam because you're listening to us, at least to some degree. But it's a very beautiful film. So if you like to feel, if you're a water sign, or just kidding, I'm a water sign. Yeah, just a deeper meaning, simple kind of film, then it's perfect for you. And then come back and then you can re-listen and kind of connect the dots with us.
Yeah. All right. Well, stay fed, rats. Stay hydrated. Find the beauty in the simple things in your world, in your reality, in your environment. And just learn to, I guess, be content and happy with your life, with yourself, in your relationship.
Yeah.
Anything. Beauty is all around us.
Draw circles and lines on your furniture and your shower curtain. And make sure you keep your secret poetry book not on the sofa so your dog doesn't chew it up. And get your bus driving license so you can drive a fucking bus in New Jersey.
A fucking bus.
And do the activities that make you happy. Do, like, your hobbies that you love that, make you happy. Just do it without fear of judgment. Just do it. Because that'll lead you to your happiness, in some form. Some kind of content within your soul.
Yeah. Any form of like creativity or something that just brings you joy, do it, because that kind of fills a void that can happen if you're just kind of living over and over and over and over.
You can find us on TikTok and on Instagram at Great Driver. Shannon, where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Starry Eyes, StarrYYEYES, and TikTok at What's Up Shannon.
I'm on Instagram and TikTok at I've Always Been Solo, BENSOLO. That's it. All right.
We'll catch you later,
Good
rats.
soup. This movie was good. Yeah, catch you later, rats, with some Chardonnay. Bye.
Okay, yeah, well, I don't know.
If you survived this episode, please go follow us on our socials that we mentioned, and give us a follow on YouTube and Spotify so you are notified when we post. Stay fed, rats. Great driver.
Yeah, wow. Okay, I don't know.